Good morning. 5:30 a.m. Although it's the morning after the time change, so 6:30. But still, it's 5:30. Coming to start to dry her up. Phil let it run until about midnight last night. Shut it off. We still got lots of wet corn according to the lights. So we're gonna let her run here while we go to church and stuff this morning. So we'll see you at noon. We're back. Dryer's still going, but it's about out of corn. I checked on it before I left for church, and it was down to one green light, so there can't be much left. Brock is here. He's taking the black truck and Rylan to the field. We've got Mr. Brayson, and we're going to go shell corn, finish up that 17 acres in the field that we were in yesterday, and then find the next field to go to. What, bud?
What is Uncle Phil going to do?
Uncle Phil is going to bring the other semi-truck in a little bit and keep running the trucks today. Bringing the corn back here. Okay. Gotta wipe our windows down. Should be done at night. I wasn't in the combine yesterday. But let's be honest, I don't do it at night either. Got all the spider webs. All this spider webs coming out of the corn. Okay, we are up in the field, ready to go. We've got about 17 acres left in this field. Take us a couple of hours here. This is really good corn. Really good corn. Dad was in the combine yesterday, so I haven't really seen. I did pull up the yield map, but we can look at it a little better here. Looks like looks like a lot of green is what it looks like. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So we'll get stuff going here and get this finished up. Brayson's doing some reading. You can read too? Yeah, cool.
Putts.
Nope. This is fun. Really good corn. It's amazing. We're down to probably 2 more rounds to go after this pass. Dad just pulled in. He's doing some spraying today, so he's got his nurse tank and stuff. The passenger over there would like to go with him. Oh, there goes a deer. Another one. I think we've chased the same deer out about 15 times in the last 2 days. Looks like we'll get them again, too. Anyway, we're about done here. Last pass. These are kind of our point rows here. Notice this big gap in here. So we've got 24 rows that we already did along the side that we planted that way, and then these were planted straight with that side of the field. So they're on a little bit of an angle to each other, and then we have these gaps here. And basically what that's from is our overlap with the anhydrous bar. That's the negative of running a 24-row planter, 16-row or 15-row in this case, anhydrous applicator, because I was following those rows, and when the row units got right on the rows here, they kind of took out some corn, and so every so often we've got a spot where the anhydrous bar was running on a row and that corn is now gone. There's another one coming up right here. Fortunately, they're pretty short gaps and it's not a huge amount, but everything's fine. And then boom, we ran the rows right on top of them. That corn's gone, so now we have nothing there. And then, okay, now it's back. There's another one up here where it's gone.
If the yields are right, how fast were you driving when you threw the bag of corn out of the truck in this field?
No, Brock, we have to work here. I have to actually use a planter, really expensive one, put it in the ground, put starter fertilizer on it, spray fungicides, do all the work to make our crops yield this way. It was really good corn, though. This is our best corn so far, and this is a good field, but I'm surprised at how good it went. That's awesome. So this is the same hybrid that won my plot, though. Like, this corn, this variety is having a phenomenal year. Yeah. So on to the next field. We're gonna move to a totally different situation, we'll call it. Later planted, earlier maturing corn I expect it to be wet, and I don't expect it to yield as good, and I expect the test rate to be lighter. But we will see. We're going to go get it done. The reason we are going to do that is because it is a field that we can't really park trucks on the road, and it will be a pain to get the corn out if it turns wet on us. And right now, we're fairly dry, so we can park the trucks in the field without any trouble. And it's a good time to go and get it. So that's what we're going to do. Well, this corn is really healthy looking, standing excellent. I believe we sprayed fungicide out here. I'd have to double check the records, but this has been a really good hybrid for us. 107 day. I'm ready to move on from it because we've had it forever, but it's been so good that we've kept it around. Now that said, I think it's gone for next year, and we're probably not going to have it anymore. But it looks great. This was later planted. I don't remember the exact date, but we had gotten rained out for like 2 weeks when we finished planting the field over there, and then we came and planted that one, and then this one, and then went on from there. So we'll see what we get for yield and moisture out here. Right now it doesn't look bad. I will take 24.5, and I will certainly take 230. This looks fantastic right here. Like, I'm okay. Now, this is one of the fields where I think that I had some pretty major problems with our anhydrous bar when we were putting nitrogen on and uneven application. So it'll be interesting to see if that shows up at all. Doesn't look like it right here, but when we get out in the field farther, it may show up where we've got some unevenness between rows. Okay, we sprayed this with fungicide because I can see the difference right here. That's pretty well gone now, but right on that end, there's a spot that didn't get sprayed, and the stalks are much darker. This doesn't look as healthy as it does out here. So yeah, no doubt we put fungicide on this corn, and it looks like it paid, or at least it visually makes a huge difference. We'll see what the yield map does, right? I've got a couple of minutes until Brock gets here with the grain cart, so I wanted to try something because it is really nice having my Connect mobile map with the yield map up here. I really like doing it. But she locked my computer up. Like, I turned it on this end, we went that far. As soon as I picked the head up on the end, locked it right up.
Who did?
It's super frustrating.
Who did?
So that pretty much we're done using Connect Mobile until we figure out why it's doing that. And I used that doing beans the other day when we did our double crops the whole time with no issue whatsoever. So I have some electrical issues with our corn head. I think we've got a bad wire harness on the corn head, and I think that is causing a short or something somewhere, and it is creating our problem. The problem is I have no idea how to find that. But my number 2 button doesn't always work. When I click on this button for the, oh yeah, it's locked up, I can't do anything. But it shows me, you know, my deck plates won't calibrate because of something's wrong there. And there was something else. Oh, the tilt sensors, the feeder house lateral tilt where it contours to the ground, those sensors won't work either. And I think that it's because we have a broken wire on the corn head somewhere. It's just a matter of figuring out how to trace that or something. So anyway, I've narrowed down the problem. At least I can stop this from happening in the future, but we gotta restart the combine. Oh, look, we have better riders coming. No, I shouldn't say that. I like my boys, but, I mean... Hi! How are you today? We got all kinds of riders. Phil's wife's riding in the truck with him. We got racing over there with Brock. Ryland's riding with Grandpa. Marady.
Sunday fun day, huh?
And Mama with Daddy. All right. All right, this field is a bit of a challenge because the rows go 2 different directions, and so we have to be able to do some right through the middle in order to get the ends off of where they change directions kind of thing. But that means we have to get the ends off along the road and then go back here along the woods. And basically, by the time we get end rows done, we're going to be 25% done with the field, it seems like. So, playing with the air conditioning vents. Anyway, so we're now making a trip around to the back side of this field. And it's going to kill our yield here next to these trees, but hey, what do you do? That's what trees do. We'll get there. Oh, trees. Trees are just a killer. These ends are a little wet back here. There's some mud sticking to the tracks on the cart and the tractor over there. Yeah, you can see all the red in the background map there. It's killing our yield. But if you look out that way, you can see the rows run north and south here, out to the road where we were doing end rows before, but then somewhere right up here, somewhere when I get there, I filmed too soon and I'm not there yet. Well, that planter path clearly didn't come quite far enough, and then right there, no, right there, these rows all run that way, all the way out to the road. They run east and west. So we have to make those couple of passes there so that we can make these passes. And in order to get those passes, we have to get these passes. There, you can kind of see it here. So we started in this corner, did these ends, did this along the road, then we did this a little bit, and then we did this, then we did these ends along the road, and we made one pass along the end, and now we're clear here in the back. We need to make a cut right through here in the middle. Okay, we have made it to our pass that goes all the way through for end rows, kind of between the directions here. I did run off this little square here, some short rows by the house that went north and south, but we're getting there. We're up to 13 acres and we're still doing end rows though. Finally, we're done with the end rows and we can make a pass right through the middle here. Pretty good corn, it's better than that. We had a spot there with some down stuff there. Yeah, I'm gonna run in the 200s. I don't know if our average will get there because there's so many end rows on this field. Just trees on 2.5 sides of it. There's this stuff back in the trees. There's this that's by trees. We got end rows to do over here yet. Just that stuff all drags your yield down, right? So almost a 180 average. It'll go up quite a bit from there. We might make it to 200, but it's gonna be good corn. I am fighting separator loss. I don't like that. And I've been making some adjustments to it, and then Phil comes on and tells me that I'm grinding it up too much. And so we gotta balance the separator loss and the damaged corn. That's down a little, I don't know. I mean, it's working on it. We got it sped up and kind of opened up a little bit. And we'll see if that makes a difference for him.
Coachable.
Sleeping babies. She took a little while, but she's sleeping. So now she can't leave, because if you leave, she wakes up. And that's a problem. So you're stuck.
It's all good.
It's all good?
Yeah.
Okay. How's your combine ride?
Great.
First one of the year.
Hey, I try to go every season.
Did you come in wheat?
I don't know that I did.
I don't think you did. You didn't come in beans, so first one of the year.
Yeah. It's hard with kids.
It is hard. We have too many kids. I wiped that window off once already today. Barely see through it. Oh well. It is 5 o'clock and it is starting to get dark. Welcome to Eastern Standard Time. You guys remember when I was telling you my separator losses were really high? They're not anymore. Sieve loss has gone up a touch, but it's getting better. That is cool. Look at this bar. Look at this chart. Separator loss plummeted. Combine knows what it's doing. See, completed. Auto maintain separator loss completed 11 minutes ago. It fixed it all by itself. That's cool. They're not exactly work boots.
Better than ballet slippers.
It's a good try. All right, we're to a pretty good stopping point. Got the front half kind of these rows done, and we're going to be as close to their car as we're going to be for a while. So we're going to let them out when we get up here. Plus, she woke up. Hi, sweetheart. You say hi. Hi. Hi.
So sleepy.
So, anyway, and I think Grayson's going to go home too. He asked if he could come back and ride with me, and I said, well, we're going to let Mom out in a minute. You can go home if you want, or you can come ride with me. And he said, I'll go home. Okay. But I hear Rylan wants to come back, so we'll see what happens with that too. Bye,
You know what
Sissy.
that mean?
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Mwah. Love you. Love you.
Can't say that yet.
All right, we'll help him get out here and keep moving. We got 25 acres done here. We're doing real good. Thanks for riding, honey.
Sure thing. Are you being
Bye.
camera shy? Did
Say
you say
bye.
bye-bye?
Bye-bye. All right. Early November, 5 p.m. sunset. Okay, 5:30. Still, I love working in the dark, shelling corn after the time change. We've got a beautiful sunset. It's not a whole lot different than what it shows on the camera. Sometimes the camera makes it seem a lot lighter than it really is, but pretty good corn out here. We're working our way across. Let me show you the map again. Right, so we did all our perimeter stuff, did these ends, and now we're working across here. We're gonna work all these rows off, and then we'll finish up with those. I doubt we'll finish this tonight, but again, we'll work as long as people keep taking the corn away from it, and see how that goes. So we should get these rows done. That's my guess, is we'll get these rows done. Last pass of these east-west rows. Clear back here in the corner, so we got all this done. It's 7:15. We're gonna keep going. I don't know how long that'll last, but we're gonna keep going. The corn was getting better. I mean, it was, the yield, average yield was going way up, and then we got along these trees again, and everything dropped way back off. So we're in the 180s, which is not bad corn, but it's not really good corn either. Well, I think we're gonna make it. We're down to, I don't know, 10 acres or so. Just a few more. What do we got? 3 more passes over here, and then we got this piece in the woods back here and a little bit up in the front there to do. So we'll get there. It's good. Opening up the ends here on this little finger in the woods. 109 average on this rounder since the last time I unloaded. That's not good. It's not good at all. It's bad corn back here. Yeah, lots of red. It'll get better in the main rows out here. Just got to get away from the trees. See, this is what you people out in Illinois and Iowa don't have to worry about. Trees. And the wildlife that comes with them. Kills our yields. See, there is some good stuff in this little pocket back here, just not the end rows. Yeah. You guys want to see something cool? Okay, it's not that cool, but it's something. It's interesting. See that white post right there? That is a state line marker. It's actually a property line marker, but it's on the state line. This is one of the fields, one of the many, actually, fields that we have that's actually in 2 states. So right now we're working on the Ohio side, but when we were doing these rows over here that went the whole length, we're basically cutting this field in half, Ohio and Michigan. We work in both states. It happens regularly on our farms, although most of them, the rows run east and west, so you kind of work the Michigan side, then the Ohio side, or vice versa. This one, the rows run north-south right across that boundary, and every pass, you're in 2 states. It's like I can work in 2 places at once, at the same time. Huh. Cutting it a little close. We'll make it. We're about done, but that's a little closer than I would like it to be. I'll go back for them. I'll go back for those 2 extra bonus rows. Oh, I barely got any of it. My 2 button doesn't work. Dang it. Looks like a Christmas map. Either really good or really bad. Reds and greens. Trees, look at that. You can see every end that there are trees along. Here, 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 here. This whole side through here. That, well, that's just a crappy corner along the road. This along the road, really good though. Oh, I'm sure somebody's going to ask, so I should also mention the reason that we farm this in 2 different directions, this way and this way, is because of the slope of the ground. Like these rows run this way and the ground slopes that way, so the water has to run across the rows instead of down the rows. Helps with erosion control. We have a dike right here that cuts the water off. Same thing over here, just the opposite direction. There's a dike there that kind of cuts the water flow off and allows it to not create gullies and washouts and such. To the fuel barrel. Fueling. Not bossing, just fueling. Service lights, they're nice. Well, we've got some wet corn, but the orange light's not on, so not horrible amount. Should be able to get it dried tonight and tomorrow morning and have another big day tomorrow. We're having really good days. I mean, we're getting 70, 80 acre days in almost every day, which, I mean, just being able to keep up with the dryer and doing that is pretty good. All right, well, by my calculations, finishing that field today puts us right at halfway done with our corn. Which sounds like we have a long ways to go yet, and we do, but for November 5th, after not starting corn until we did, I'm thrilled with that. Like, we're moving right along. We've got another day or two of really good weather before some chances of rain sets in. Like, the possibility of finishing before Thanksgiving is at least on the table at this point. I still don't think it'll happen, but it is possible. So, harvest is moving along quickly now after the late and slow start. So that is good. And yeah, we've got some really, really good cornfields to go yet. We're trying to make a plan for tomorrow. We got to get some corn dried tonight, so I'm going to keep an eye on the dryer later tonight. And then we got to see what Dad's going to do tomorrow, because Brock's not going to be here, so might have to have Dad in the combine and I'll grain cart, and we'll do that. Brock will be here on Tuesday. So yeah, just trying to figure out what the best fields to go to are. We don't have a lot that we could do without a grain cart at this point, so it's kind of when Brock's here, I'm in the combine. When I'm not, Dad's in the combine. But we would also like to keep the tillage moving as much as possible as well. So anyway, that's where we're at with stuff. Thanks for watching today. Questions, comments, leave them down below, and like and subscribe, all the things. Go check out farmfocus.com. Get yourself some Border View Farms merchandise. Makes great Christmas presents. And we'll see you guys again tomorrow. Thanks for watching.